Hi everyone, welcome to another video. In this video we have got an interesting project for you guys, a mini CNC plotter. So let's see how I build this. I started by salvaging old DVD CD drives which I had laying around for a very long time. I salvaged many things from it, but the most importantly that I salvaged was the stepper motors that will be used in making our CNC. Firstly, I removed all the parts and moved on to the making. If you want to know more detailed description how to open an old DVD or CD drive, then please visit to my video in which I have told how you can open an old CD DVD drive. The link would be given in the description below. Next step obviously include building the base for the plotter, and for this I used an 5 mm ACP sheet, marked holes and made them wherever required. Next I used some smaller bolts and nuts to assemble this motor mount, or you can say the stepper motor slider, to the ACP sheet. Next I have used some bigger bolts and nuts to fix the second stepper motor bracket with the X-axis ACP sheet. Just have a look how I did it. In the middle I also used some washers and pieces of old sketch pen, and lastly used some bolts to fix the same in place with my down piece, or you can say the X carriage. By doing this, my X-axis carriage was done. Next, I glued some small pieces of ACP sheet about 5 by 5 cm to both the sliders using some hot glue in order to get a smooth workplace. Now I used an angular bracket to fix the Y-axis carriage to the X-axis carriage using some smaller bolts and nuts. By this being done, my X and Y axis carriage was complete. Now I had to go further making the PCB controller for my project. For making the PCB, firstly I have gathered all the components that are required to make the PCB. Then I have soldered them on a piece of strip board, or you can say just a puff board. Now just have a look on a very few soldering shot that I have captured. Soldering the components on a puff board was a very boring, time-taking and lengthy process. It took me around 1.5 hours to complete all the soldering and get rid out of it. Now after when our PCB is complete, we need to fix it to our CNC plotter. For this I have used some smaller bolts and nuts to do this job. Next, I noticed that my plotter was not stable due to different sizes of bolts and nuts, so I have to use some thermocol pieces from the below in order to make them stable and to keep them safe and to place them in any position that we want, and therefore I use some hot glue to perform this job. Next, actually, I would like to say sorry for this because next are some missing steps. I made a servo carriage for the pen in order to torque it up as well as down, and use some thermocol just below the PCB in order to make it more stable, and I also added a DC jack to connect it to a 12-volt power supply. Firstly, I used a 12-volt power adapter for the stepper motors and the A4988 drivers, while I used the USB option for the Arduino Nano. If you want to recreate this project and want more project information, then please visit my instructables for more helpful information. The link would be given in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one coming soon.